Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of INQside Look. My name is Arwin Mercado.
And I'm Daniza Fernandez.
And joining us this morning is Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto. Sir, good morning. How are you?
Ay, magandang umaga po. Mabuti naman. Kamusta kayo?
Okay, sir. Sir, we're here to talk about your COVID-19 response in your city. Maybe some politics later on, but Daniza, take it away.
So to start, Mayor, can you give us a walkthrough on the COVID-19 cases of Pasig City? Do you observe a rise or decline in cases?
Yes, I think we've been seeing a rise in the number of cases throughout the country. We saw a record high number of cases a few days ago nationwide. For us here, we haven't quite reached that level yet, but definitely it's a surge and the numbers are still going up. So right now we have around 1,700 cases. Let me check the exact 1,726 active cases. Our hospitals are getting full. Our quarantine facilities are getting full. It's a very difficult situation. We're managing, we're coping, and we're doing everything that we can using, we always hear PDATR and the strategies that we know basically what we need to do, but of course it's much easier said than done, especially when the healthcare system is getting overwhelmed or nearly overwhelmed.
But Mayor, when it comes to beds po, can it accommodate more COVID-19 patients, or do you have any percentage po on the utilization of beds in the city?
Well, we've done everything that we can in order to increase the number of beds available, particularly in our COVID referral center, the PCCH COVID referral center. You know, when we started in March of 2020, PCCH had 60 plus beds available. Right now, the capacity of PCCH as a COVID referral center is already at 200 beds. So we've more than tripled the capacity of our referral center, our hospital. But if you look at our ward, for instance, we have 150 beds in the ward. 143 are occupied. So one of the things that we did was, other than the quarantine facility, which is for mild or asymptomatic cases, we also established a holding area outside of the hospital at Rizal High School, which serves as an extension of sorts to our ER. This helps us to decongest the hospital, and furthermore, I should say that it allows us to monitor and care for our patients while we're waiting for beds to become available in the hospitals. So this is a 20 bed holding area that serves as an extension for our hospital, or specifically the ER.
Okay. But Mayor, of Pasig City's target population on vaccination naman po, how many are already inoculated?
Okay, we're at a good number right now. We're at a good pace. As we always say, as we always remind everyone, the pace of our vaccination program depends on the number of vaccines that we receive. It depends on the supply. The rollout depends on the supply. And with available supplies, we've been able to vaccinate first dose more than 300,000. So that's more than half of our adult population. That's a very good number of our adult population. Maybe 3/4. But for second dose, we vaccinated, let me get the exact number, but it's over 200,000 also. 208,228 have been. This is as of August 24 of this year. So more than 208,000 individuals have received their second dose already. So again, it really depends on the supplies that that arrive in our city. We know that the national government is doing their best. We also have an order from AstraZeneca that they've delivered several thousand, but not really that many yet. But hopefully, before the year ends, they'll be able to deliver more. Of course, you understand that this is a global supply chain issue. So they can't really guarantee when they can give us our order. But let's hope and pray and do everything that we can to make sure they arrive sooner rather than later.
Just one question, Mayor. Would you say that there have been reports of in other LGUs na may mga quarantine violations during vaccination efforts kasi nagsisiksikan yung mga tao, Mayor, di ba? Would you say that there's a similar problem in Pasig City, and how does the city make sure that health protocols are being followed, sir?
Siguro lahat naman ng vaccination areas, lahat naman ng LGU at one point or another, we've all struggled with a breach of a protocol, nawalan ng social distancing. Pero importante pag nakikita natin na may ganitong nangyayari, ina-address natin kaagad. Sa laki ng programa talagang minsan may mangyayari, may magkakaroon ng aberya. Pero kino-correct natin kaagad, tinatama natin kaagad pag may nakikita po tayong gano'n. And I'm happy to say that generally, our vaccination sites are running efficiently and smoothly. Yesterday, I was monitoring some of our sites. Sometimes it's as fast as 15-20 minutes waiting time. Minsan, nangyayari talaga. Iba, syempre, baka mapanood to o mabasa ito, sasabihin, teka, ba't nung ako 3 oras ako nag-antay? It really happens. But what's important is that there's social distancing. There's a peace and order team in every vaccination site in every one of our 12 sites. And so we just have to keep working, keep adjusting. And again, generally, looking at it from the big picture, it's generally good and efficient.
But currently, Mayor, how many vaccination sites are operational, and how many individuals can it vaccinate per day?
Including our partnerships with the private sector, meron po tayong 12 sites. We have 12 sites that are operational. What's interesting is that when we submitted our microplan to the DOH and the World Health Organization in last year, our target was 5,800 jobs per day. But now we're able to consistently vaccinate more than 8,000, and we can actually many days we reach more than 10,000. As long as the turnout is good, we reach more than 10,000, and we're looking to even increase this to 12,000 in the coming weeks. But our goal for now is to consistently reach the 10,000 job per day mark, which is almost double of our initial target when we submitted our microplan last year.
With that, Mayor, when do you expect to vaccinate 100% of the target population?
This is very difficult to say. First of all, when will additional supplies arrive? Kasi minsan umaabot tayo sa punto na pang isang araw, pang 2 araw na lang yung supply. Ngayon may dumating na panibagong supply, pero noong weekend nag-aalala kami noon kasi pang 2 araw na lang yung supply namin. So may umabot on time, may dumating on time. Pero yun nga po yung sinasabi natin na ang hirap magbigay ng projections, ang hirap magbigay ng forecast patungkol sa kung kailan natin maabot ang mga target number natin dahil hindi natin kontrolado kung kailan dumarating ang bakuna dito sa lungsod natin. Second, I think it's a worthy question to ask. What should our target numbers really be? Should it really be 70%? Is that enough for herd immunity? Well, several months ago, I talked to several medical experts and even statisticians who were saying that as the virus becomes more infectious and other factors come into play as well, that 70% number logically will increase. It should be more than 70% because the virus is mutating and becoming more infectious. Hindi naman sa gusto natin maging pessimistic, But we have to be realistic. And wag nating bigyan ng false expectation yung tao na pag naabot na natin yung 70% ay back to normal na tayo lahat. Kailangan sabihin natin na ipakita natin, ilatag na natin sa taong bayan na 70% might not be enough. We have to listen to the experts in the medical field, listen to the experts in or statisticians and other people with other expertise as well.
To boost the vaccination efforts, Mayor, do you plan po to have vaccination nights? Or do you have any other strategies po to ramp up the vaccination?
Right now, we do not have any plans to vaccinate during the night. We feel that there are so many moving parts in this vaccination program. Now, with that said, if and when we have really an abundance of supplies, then we will consider this. We will open up new vaccination sites. We will hire new personnel. We will extend hours. But at this point, where we're vaccinating 8,000 to 10,000 people, even until we get to around 12,000 people per day or jobs per day, it's not enough to justify extension into the night hours.
When it comes naman po on children, because there is the threat of the Delta variant, which is more transmissible and also affects children right now. Does Pasig have cases that children are infected?
Right now, we do have cases where children. There are more cases now there are more cases now of children becoming infected as compared to several months ago. That's a fact. With that said, hindi naman siya ganun karami, pero may mga pagkakataon na pumapasok sa quarantine facility namin, inu-pull out natin mula sa komunidad, pamilya, kasama yung mga bata, kasama yung mga 3, 5 years old. Right now, we have, hindi naman ganun kataas yung bilang, nasa 30 lang po yung mga bata, 29 to be exact. 29 children are positive with COVID-19. So it's not a big number considering, or big percentage, considering that more than 1,000 people are infected. But we have observed an increase in the number of children infected.
But with that increase po, Mayor, does the local government have a plan to include the children in the vaccination program so far po?
Well, you would have to ask the Department of Health. They would be the ones in the best position, and they're the ones who have the authority to authorize the vaccination of minors. Sa ngayon, pag tinignan po natin yung guidelines, hindi pa po talaga pwede ang minor de edad. Now, if you would ask me, practically speaking, dapat ba isama na, para sa akin, tapusin na muna natin yung mga kategoryang nakabukas na. Kasi sabihin natin, magdadagdag tayo ng panibagong category, hindi pa nga tapos yung mga naunang nakabukas na category, it will just cause more unease. Sa ngayon kasi, ang titingnan po natin, mahaba-haba pa yung waitlist namin. Yung A1 wala na masyado, no? A2 naabot na rin namin yung target, pero may pa isa-isa pa rin. Pero pag tinignan A3, A4, A5, ang haba pa po ng waitlist natin. In fact, dito sa Pasig, mga 200,000 po yan na nasa waitlist na po natin, na nakapasok na at nakapag-update na ng Pasig Health Monitor profile natin through Pasig Pass. So para sa akin, tapusin muna natin to kasi matagal na sila nag-aantay.
When it comes to vaccine booster naman po, Mayor, when do you see is the earliest time for Pasig to roll it out po once approved by the DOH?
Let's finish the first and second doses first. But of course, we will defer to the wisdom of the medical experts, namely the Department of Health. But at this point, we should finish the first and second doses first for at least a big bulk of the population before we even talk about any booster.
So currently po, Mayor, does the local government po accept other residents from other cities, or if not po, when do you plan to accept them?
So far, napagkasunduan naman po dati pa na pag A4, medyo maluwag tayo kung saan sila magpapabakuna. Kasi may mga Pasigenyo na nabakunahan under A4 sa Taguig, sa Quezon City, sa Maynila, at sa marami pang ibang LGU. Ano? So, ganun din naman. Pag A4 na dito nagtatrabaho, we're open. Of course, first come, first serve pa rin yan. They have to go through the process. Pero yun nga po, yun yung napagkasunduan. So, yun naman ang importante. Yung mga Metro Manila mayors, nag-uusap-usap naman kami kung anong mapagkasundan ay i-implementahin natin dito sa lungsod natin.
Mayor Vico, wala namang wala namang priority given to Pasigueños, ganyan. Because yeah, you mentioned it's a first come, first served basis, pero hindi ba kina-consider yung ganun?
Pero siyempre, lagi nating uunahin ng Pasigueño. Kasi ginagamit natin dito, pondo galing sa taxpayer ng Pasig. So, kailangan unahin natin yung mga Pasigueño. So, kung yung A2 yan, A3, talagang uunahin natin. When I say first come, first serve, it's within the category.
So Mayor, now that Metro Manila is under MECQ po, what is the situation there in Pasig? Do you observe also a number of violators that breach health protocols?
Ang napansin po natin, pagdating sa mga establishmento, mas marami pong violator ngayon kaysa nung nakaraang ECQ or MECQ. Mas marami po kami nahuli, pinapasarang restaurant, mga pinapasarap po na, may gym kaming nahuli, may events place kami na nakitang nag-ooperate, nagpa-party, pinasara namin. A part of me, of course, we have to implement the law strictly without fear or favor. But a part of me understands, kasi pakiramdam nila, ang tagal-tagal na, luging-lugi na kami, magsasara na kami. Might as well, isugal ko na to. Parang ganun yung iniisip ng iba. May mga nakausap din ako. Parang ganun na yung mindset nila. Isugal na natin. Kung mahuli, mahuli. Kasi kung di ko naman i-operate, magsasara din yung negosyo ko. Parang ganun yung mindset. Of course, mali yun. Hindi natin kinukonsinte yun. Pag nahuli natin, pag may nag-report, pag in-inspection ng team natin, nag-iikot everyday. Yung team natin, yung kapulisan, nag-iikot din yan. Pag nahuli natin, papasara talaga natin, i-penalize natin kung kailangan kasuhan at kung tamang kasuhan, kakasuhan din yan. Pero sa isang banda, naiintindihan po natin sila. Pero kailangan po, implementahin pa rin natin yung batas at yung mga guidelines natin kasi para po ito sa lahat para ito sa kaligtasan at kalusugan ng bawat isa.
Mayor Vico, final question on this. With that said, are you convinced or satisfied with the performance of the national government when it comes to our pandemic response, be it on the vaccination, be it on the implementation of quarantine classifications in different areas in the country?
Well, sino ba naman ako para mag-grade ng national? Kasi kahit naman kami dito sa lokal, kami dito sa LGU, hindi naman din perfecto yung response namin. I will be the first to admit that we have lapses now and then. We make mistakes. So now I don't think it's appropriate for me to pass judgment on another agency, another group, whereas the focus should be let's continue to improve. Let's admit that nothing is perfect. Our system is not perfect. Our response is not perfect. From the barangay to the city to all levels of government and even the private sector, let's just continue to do whatever we can. Let's help each other. Let's work as one to fight this pandemic.
Okay, Mayor Vico, let's talk about politics. Papalapit na yung election natin next year. What are your plans for 2022?
Plano ko bumoto.
Any plans, Mayor Vico, to run for re-election, possibly a higher
Kami
office?
sa Pasig dito, nagkakaintindihan naman kami. Ang sinasabi namin dito, Lagi namin sinasabi dito ay huwag muna natin pag-usapan yung politika dahil ang dami pa nating problema na kailangan harapin. The problem is if I make a statement about politics, it's going to be a headline, it's going to be shared on social media. Yun ang iniiwasan natin sa ngayon kasi kailangan natin mag-focus eh. Ang dami mas importanteng kailangan pag-usapan.
But sumasagi ba sa isip natin, Mayor, yung possibility of maybe re-election in Pasig?
Kung tanong kung sumasagi ba sa isip yan, syempre paminsan-minsan na pag-iisipan din. Kami dito na pag-uusapan na rin namin yan kahit papano. Pero ang talagang pinagtutuunan natin ng pansin ay yung pandemya at yung iba pang mga kailangan gawin pagdating sa paggugobyerno sa lungsod ng Pasig.
So wala pa tayong final answer, Mayor. Wala pa tayong final answer.
Bale, siya nga na natin pag-usapan pag filing.
Okay, sir. Matanong ko na lang din, sir, Aksyon Demokratiko, meron po ba tayo na pag-uusapan for the national scheme naman, sir? Of the party as a whole?
Ako, bagamat membro ako ng Aksyon Demokratiko, and I joined the party because I believe in its party principles. I believe in the party that was founded by the late Senator Raul Roco. Pero pagdating sa mga desisyon tungkol sa national na politika, sabi ko sa kanila, kayo na muna bahala dyan bilang mga senior officials ng ating partido. Ako kailangan ko mag-focus dito sa lungsod ng Pasig.
So no information tayo, sir, about the party possibly fielding a national candidate, probably a standard bearer?
As of now, I wish I could say that I knew, but I don't know with certainty. Siyempre, minsan na pag nagkukwentuhan kami, napag-usapan naman yung posibilidad. But as far as I know right now, hindi pa yan
wala pang desisyon.
Pero yung mga national official, yung mga senior party officials namin, siyempre nakikipag-usap din yan sa iba. Pero sabi ko, ako, as mayor of Pasig at this difficult time, I need to focus on the city. So kung may mga national matters kayong discuss or national politics rather, kayo na muna yan. I can give my input, but kayo na mag-decision.
That includes
nag-answer ako, pero dito pa lang sa Pasig, ang dami ko ng problema. Sa totoo lang, ang dami ko ng daily basis. Pag upo ko sa desk ko, may bagong problema, sigurado yun eh. So, kailangan mag-focus talaga ako dito. I can't afford to be distracted by all this noise, even from the national level. I have to stay focused. Kasi hindi lang ako yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. Pinag-uusapan natin dito yung lungsod natin at mamamayang Pasigito.
That includes, sir, possible alliances with other...
Give a safe answer or anything like that. Pero yun yung totoo eh. Ang dami nating pinagdaraanan na problema eh. Ang laki ng hamon sa atin dito sa lokal. So kailangan talaga focus muna.
That includes, sir, possible alliances with other national parties, standard bearers, senatorial slate, sir.
Sila na muna bahala doon.
Okay, sir. President Duterte announced yesterday, Mayor Vico, that he accepts the nomination from DPLaban. Would you like to comment on that?
No.
How about, sir, the possibility of a Duterte tandem in 2022? Because Mayor Sara is leading in the presidential, President Duterte is leading in the VP, sir. Any comment on that, sir?
As I said earlier, I really don't feel that now is the right time for me specifically to talk about politics. Kung sa lokal nga, halos hindi kami nag-uusap tungkol sa politika. Makikisaw-saw pa ba ako sa national? At this point, the LGU politics, Pasig politics, we have barely talked about it.
Okay, sir, just to wrap this interview up, what's next for Pasig City, sir, when it comes to our COVID-19 response, sir?
We will continue to do everything that we can to strengthen our COVID response. Everything from testing, tracing, isolation, quarantine, treatment in our COVID referral center, until vaccination, until relief operations. We will continue first and foremost to increase the capacity of our healthcare system and healthcare services. And hopefully, we see the end of the surge sooner rather than later. Mangyayari po yan kung magtutulungan po ang bawat isa sa atin.
Okay. Thank you so much, Again, that is Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto. Sir, baka may final message kayo sa mga nanonood.
Sa lahat ng may nanonood o magbabasa nito o may nakikinig, maraming salamat po sa mga Pasigyenyo. Basta magtulungan lang tayo, magkaisa tayo, pakita natin ang kooperasyon, ang ating pangunawa dahil hindi talaga madali ang sitwasyon ngayon. Pero gaya nung napakita natin mula Marso 2020 hanggang sa kasalukuyan, basta't nagkakaisa, nagtutulungan tayo. Ano man ang pagsubok, kakayanin po natin.
Again, that is Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto. Again, my name is Arwin Mercado. With me is Daniza Fernandez. And that has been your Inside Look.